Okay, don't worry. They know where we are now. They're gonna tell their friends. You'll see. It's good.
In this video, let's take a closer look at the story behind Radiator Springs, the famous town from the Cars franchise. We'll find out when it was founded, who started it, and how it grew from just a simple stop to a whole community. Radiator Springs was officially founded on August 2, 1909. The story begins with a steam-powered car named Stanley, who worked as a traveling radiator cap salesman.
Stanley, the traveling radiator cap salesman. I've got small caps, large caps, all colors, all shapes, every make, every model. Caps for the gentlemen and caps for the ladies. Need a cap?
On one of his trips heading to California, Stanley ran into trouble on Route 66. His engine started to overheat near a natural spring. Since engines can get too hot, he pulled over by this spring to fill up his radiator, using the cool fresh water he found there. This spring turned out to be a lifesaver. While stopping, Stanley realized that many other cars traveling along Route 66 probably had the same problem with overheating engines, especially in that hot, dry area. He saw an opportunity to help. So, he decided to create a safe place where cars could stop, cool down, and get back on the road without trouble. He named this new business the Stanley Oasis. The Stanley Oasis became a popular rest stop for cars that needed water and a break. As more and more cars stopped there, the area began to grow. Eventually, this little rest stop turned into a whole town. It was named Radiator Springs, after the natural spring that made Stanley's stop possible. Stanley and his partner, Lizzie, later moved the town to a more convenient spot along the road. The very first important building they put up was the courthouse. This building became a symbol of the town's foundation and its growing community. Radiator Springs quickly became a very popular spot because it was right along the famous Route 66. It wasn't just a quiet little town, it thrived as an important stop for cars traveling long distances across the country. Many travelers and tourists depended on the services the town offered. This made Radiator Springs a busy and lively community, with plenty of residents who called it home. Because of its position as a crucial pit stop on the cross-country journey, both the town's economy and population grew steadily over the years. Cars could rely on the town for fuel, repairs, rest, and refreshment. Radiator Springs became known as a dependable place where cars could safely take a break before continuing their trip. However, everything changed dramatically with the construction of the new interstate highway system. Instead of passing through Radiator Springs, this new highway bypassed the entire town. This meant that most cars no longer needed to stop there, they could take a faster, more direct route around it. With fewer cars passing through, the town lost most of its visitors and business. The consequences were severe. Without the steady flow of travelers, the once bustling Radiator Springs began to decline. Many residents left the town over time, searching for better opportunities elsewhere. But despite these tough times, a small group of loyal residents stayed behind. They held on to their homes and the spirit of the town, hoping that Radiator Springs would one day thrive again. But everything changed when a fast new race car named Lightning McQueen came through town by accident. He was being transported by his truck to a big race, but at one point, he got lost and ended up in Radiator Springs without meaning to be there. While trying to leave quickly and get back on track, he accidentally damaged the main road, which caused some trouble for the community. As a result, he was given a punishment. He had to fix the road he had damaged.
This here is Bessie, finest road paving machine ever built. I'm hereby sentencing you to community service. You're gonna fix the road under my supervision.
What? This place is crazy!
What started as a simple task turned into much more. Lightning McQueen ended up spending a lot longer in Radiator Springs than he initially planned. During this time, he got to know the local residents and formed strong bonds with many of them. Through his conversations and experiences, Lightning learned about the town's rich history and the hard times it had faced after the highway bypassed it. He understood how Radiator Springs had declined and felt a desire to help the community recover. He repaired the damaged road himself, but more importantly, he inspired the other residents to work together and fix up the rest of the town. Thanks to his influence and the renewed spirit he sparked in the community, Radiator Springs began to come back to life. But the biggest change happened when Lightning McQueen decided to make Radiator Springs his home base. This choice brought attention and visitors back to the town. His presence helped put Radiator Springs back on the map for good, restoring its status as a beloved stop on Route 66. From that moment on, the town never stopped thriving again. It regained its former glory and became a lively, welcoming place once more. And that, in a nutshell, is the story of Radiator Springs, how it rose, fell, and rose again with a little help from a fast, determined race car named Lightning McQueen.